we are going live. Live में है ना? Good evening, everyone. Our last performance of the day is by counselors on the topic medical clowning of well-being. Yes, you heard it right, counselors. Counselors is a volunteer-based group engaged in medical clowning. They dress up as clowns to interact and perform different acts for children and adults. They use humor to expedite the healing process at hospitals, along with sessions at old age homes, mental homes, orphanages, special schools, shelter homes, refugee camps, schools, universities, and workplaces. The special appreciation is for their founder, Ms. Sheetal Agarwal, who is a sociologist by profession and a clown at heart. She started medical clowning in Delhi in July 2016, for which she received numerous support and appreciation from Health Ministry. She is a TEDx speaker and motivational speaker who has received many awards for their work. The stage is all yours, ma'am.
Thank you. Hi.
Hello.
Nobody is saying hi to me. Hi.
Hi, ma'am.
No, not good enough. I can't see everybody smiling. Hi. 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 I'm so happy. I'm so happy to see you. Oh, yes, I can see some people smiling. Hi, how are you? How are you? How is everybody doing? How are you? Nobody is telling me. I am really excited.
I'm good. I'm feeling very good right now.
Good. Is that a feeling? How are you feeling?
I'm very excited.
Yes, that's a feeling. Others? You don't know how you're feeling, that's also okay. You can say, I don't know, I'm feeling lost.
Ma'am, I'm feeling very curious that what will be going to happen.
Okay, that builds pressure on me. Okay, anybody else who can tell me how are they feeling? I suddenly feel very nervous. Okay. Okay. Let's start. Whoever is watching can join us. And let's start with smiling. Smiling a little bit. Just a little bit, not that much. A little more. A little more. More. You can use your body to smile now. Laugh. Laugh. La 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 la. Oh, I'm so cute. I think all of us are so cute. Oh, hi. Hi. Oh, she's gone. So, Priya, how are you feeling? Okay, but till the time Supriya decides, okay, yes, Supriya is here.
Hi,
How are you
ma'am.
feeling, Supriya? There is
I'm
no
very
math here.
curious for this.
Hey,
Okay,
don't
sorry.
be curious, yeah. Okay. Okay. Curiosity is nice, actually. But, okay. Where was I? Yeah, please don't call me ma'am. You can call me smile, joker, clown, anything that you like except ma'am. But yes, why smiling? Can you tell me why are we talking about smiling so much? Anybody, whoever is live can put it in the chat box as well and tell me why smile. So in earlier times, there was a technique wherein people used to put pencil or pen in their mouth and force themselves to smile. What was the reason? Why do we say smile more, laugh more? Laughter is the best medicine. Do you think that works? Does smiling help? Yes, no, yes, no.
Yes, ma'am, it does.
How?
Ma'am, when we smile, so we automatically feel or get distracted from the thing that we were consumed before.
Yes, that's right. So, and also, if we talk about it from a scientific perspective, or what research says is that in our body there are lots of hormones. So there are positive hormones and there are negative hormones. So when we smile and laugh, positive hormones like endorphins, serotonin, oxytocin, these get released, which helps our mental health or ourselves feel better. So when we talk about well-being, it is not just body feeling well, and it's also about how we can trick our mind. So if we go back to Three Idiots, all is well, all is well. It is a kind of tricking mechanism wherein we are telling our mind that everything is fine and will be okay. And no matter what, all is well. So, and then there is this humor attached to it. Whenever we say all is well, we suddenly smile. And how that smile affects our body is that we start feeling better. We are distracted from the pain that we are in or from whatever stress that we are in. So, people who are intrigued about what medical clowning is, because when I started medical clowning or when I heard it for the first time, I didn't know what medical clowning was. And I thought, क्या पागल हो गए हैं क्या ये क्या है मतलब clowns are in circus or there are what is this medical clowns? How can clowns be associated with hospitals? But I was really intrigued when I read about it and I felt this is so beautiful to actually be able to spread smiles in the lives of people who are suffering. And we all, okay, you tell me, do you love going to hospitals, being sick? How many of you like going to hospitals?
I don't like going to the hospital.
Anybody who likes going to the hospital can do this. Okay, nobody is doing that. I see that expression. Have you lost it? Why would I like going to the hospital? So that's the reaction that we have. Generally, whenever we think about hospital, there is a fear attached to it, or there is anxiety, there is stress, there is an automatic negative uh, indication that goes to the brain or mind. And what medical clowns do is cater to the mental health. So when we talk about mental health, we generally talk about it in a general perspective that our mental health is suffering, we are stressed. But what about people who are actually in the hospitals? So they don't have mental health issues, but their mental health is suffering majorly. For example, even if we have a stomach ache or headache, what happens? Do we start feeling agitated or annoyed? Does that happen? Or frustrated, or there is some kind of that negative reaction that don't talk to me right now, I'm having a headache. Imagine people who have been sick and in hospital for days, and everybody who comes to meet in the hospital says, oh, what happened? There's that sympathy that is being given to them. This is really sad. It's okay, theek ho jaoge, this kind of reaction. So medical clowns are basically trying to break that and cater to the mental health, because when we talk about well-being, it is mental and physical health. So it's 50% physical health and 50% mental health. So if a person is sick, their mental health is also deteriorated. And if we are only focusing on physical health, we are only catering to the 50% of the person's well-being, and not we are completely forgetting about the other 50%. So as medical clowns, we go visit hospitals and we cheer up patients and guardians as well, not just that, doctors and nurses as well. So we do these small activities with them, like what we just started with. You join a session and then somebody starts talking. But instead, can we do it with a smile, or can we laugh it out? And just being silly, we have forgotten the art of being silly. We have been told you have to be logical, you have to be competitive, uh, act smart. What is wrong with you? Stop acting like a clown. I, I or counselor says, please act like clowns, because that is important for our mental health, because all emotions are important. And if we forget about laughter and smiles, our mental health or our health in general would deteriorate. So the idea, and there is of course laughter therapy. And why is laughter called the best medicine? Because when we laugh, we are actually exercising all our muscles, and also uh, we are giving message to the brain and the body that everything is fine, and whatever, and it is also pain relieving. And in corona times or COVID times, we heard so much कि oxygen levels बहुत नीचे चला गया है. People were dying without the supply of oxygen. So when we laugh, oxygen process becomes better. The oxygenation also becomes better. So next time when you're feeling very fearful, or you feel that oxygen levels are not enough, not going properly in the body, just try laughing. And yes, even if you force laughter, like what I was doing, if you can do that again. So there are some laughter exercises. Let's just try that, all of you here. Let's just try these exercises. This, do you like cold coffee? I guess all the young people like cold coffee or Oreo shake. Okay, you can imagine it to be Oreo shake, Kit Kat shake, whatever. So you have two glasses. You have a blender and a glass, and you have to do and when you drink, you have to laugh. Okay, it's simple. So I'll go first, and then we all go together. A. Okay, can we go together? You have a blender and a glass. A. The sound also has to come. And drink it with the laughter. How is it? Is it yummy? You have to say it with the laughter. Yummy, yummy. Okay. Now there is a psychology event, and you are lost. What do you have to do? You just have to act lost and laugh. You're not doing it. You have to laugh. Okay. You're not lost because the event went really well. So you're really happy because the event was a huge success. Now can you laugh? Excitement. Let's see you laughing with a lot of excitement. Yes. Okay, we can laugh at such events also when somebody else starts speaking. Okay. So if you genuinely laughed, can you tell me quickly, do you feel a slight difference in your body or mind, or just how you've been feeling? And you can say, no, I did not feel any difference. That's also perfectly fine. Anybody? Did you laugh firstly?
Yes, I laughed a little. Not it's so loud actually, but I laughed a little.
Okay.
So it was good. It was a good feeling. Yeah, it was a good feeling. It was a positive feeling.
Positive feeling, okay. I'm happy to, okay, for the next whatever time we have, you're not allowed to use good, okay? Okay. Let's find a word for the feeling.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is just a fair idea that what we do, and this is not just laughter that we do, what clowns. So when psychologs came to me and said, we want you to perform, medical clowns are not performers. We basically engage according to the uh, patient or according to the people that we are actually catering to. It's a very spontaneous process. For example, if you ask me what works, so Supriya, hi Supriya. I can't find your hand. Where is your hand? Up, up. I miss Supriya. Where is your hand? Please shake hands with me. Huh? Again, it's not happening. Okay, high five. High five. Yeah, it's high five. So things like this, which are very simple, but which makes a person respond, or it kind of engages. And especially when we talk about, and this works across ages. So it works with children, it works with adults, because every time we try and say hi, the hand always shakes. What if the hand does not, and it keeps going somewhere? And with kids, what we do is that we give it a magical element, that, oh, you have some magic in your hands. And the child suddenly starts feeling that, oh, I have magic. And he gets all excited. And he would be like, I'm trying to shake hands. And he or she will be like, I will definitely shake hands. And he just starts feeling powerful. So we've had cases wherein a child was saying that he's in a lot of pain, he can't move, and he's feeling so unwell. And he started playing with us, and he completely forgot that how much pain he was in. So smile, laughter, or any engagement, any positive kind of engagement, lets people get distracted from the pain. So medical clowning, that's why, is also called distraction therapy. And the idea is very simple, to not just to make them laugh or smile. That's of course our motive, that they should feel better and positive. But over the years, we also realized that any kind of response is important. So I'm not saying that they should start crying, but even if they move their head, or they start noticing something, because for a lot of patients, they've stopped doing that. And we've had nurses tell us, so we've been doing this since 2016, and we started with Chacha Nehru Bal Chikitsalaya. So there we have got many nurses come and tell us that please visit this child, ensure that he responds or he starts eating. And we have, on every Saturday, we have heard from parents that our child was not eating and he has started eating. This is after 6 days that he has eaten. Last time when we visited the hospital, there was a small boy who was not eating anything except tea and biscuits. So during the whole day, he would only eat 2-3 biscuits and 1 cup of tea. And when we went, we started doing this act with the food, that I'm really hungry, dinosaurs are jumping on in my stomach, things like that. And we started feeding him banana, and he started eating. That was after 9 days that he actually ate something nutritious. So things like this, which are very small and which might seem like isme kya hai, but for them to heal, it is really important. And even online, if we talk about just these online sessions, so we were doing Sunday fun day sessions during COVID times, and we've had people tell us that we wait for the Sunday because we've been so stressed. And there are also people who are suffering from clinical depression who join our session and feel that in this 1 hour, we actually feel that there is something in us that kind of shifts, and we start feeling better. And for next 2-3 days, we are able to survive. And that's also a great thing for us, because otherwise there's so much stress and negativity that we can't function. And we do these simple activities or simple games like if you can, okay, let's play this small game. Okay, it's called samosa idli. Okay, and samosa looks like this triangle, idli is this, and dosa is this. How you make dosa, right? Okay, now Whenever I say whatever I say, you have to do that action. Okay? Simple, right? Right? Okay. Idli. And you have to be spontaneous. I can only see two people, but if you can switch on, more people can switch on their videos, it will be great. Samosa. Very good. Idli. Dosa. Samosa. Okay, so Priya, you can't go late, okay? You can't watch Psychologs Magazine. Okay, again, Dr. Mukesh, Prerna, please participate. This is samosa, this is idli, and this is dosa. Okay, now whatever I say, you have to do the action. Idli. Samosa. Samosa. Okay, next time whoever does gadbad will have to become a dinner. Okay, so you will make us play. Let's try it once more. Dosa. Psychologs Magazine. Dosa. Tha. Okay. Do you want to try playing? Making us play actually?
Yeah, sure, I can do that. It will be fun.
Yes. Okay, let's try.
Idli. Dosa. Samosa. Idli. Dosa. Idli. Dosa.
It's like an aerobic.
Okay,
It lacks an
maybe
aerobics.
you will be the dinner
Aerobic
now.
on the rails. How are you, ma'am?
Great, thank you, sir. Yeah, who is the dinner now?
Smriti will be the dinner now.
Oh, I can't see Smriti.
Yes, ma'am.
Where is Smriti?
Ma'am, I'm here. Hello.
Can you spotlight her, please? I'm tired of seeing my face.
Hello.
Yes, let's go.
Okay. Dosa. Idli. Dosa.
Huh?
Samosa.
Yes, please.
Idli. Samosa. Dosa. Idli.
Oh, sorry.
It comes back to you, ma'am, then.
Sometimes
Thank
moderators
you.
can also do mistakes.
Oh yes, clowns love failing things and making mistakes. That's what makes life beautiful. Imagine how boring would it get if we keep doing the right thing. We'll all be doing this.
And this
That's
makes
the whole
people more.
point.
This makes people more energetic. I think after coming from the court, I was just feeling tiredness, and attending this hands and all the things, I found I have gained some energy with smiling faces. Supriya ma'am, Sital ma'am, the energy has been boosted again
Thank
at the
you.
time of
Thank you.
5:30 in the evening without taking tea.
Great. Thank you so much for saying that. So this also kind of ensures or
It's booster, I think. It's booster.
definitely. we were basically talking about that, and you have summed it up for us. But yes, thank you for bringing the point about mistakes. So this is not just about medical clowning, but as a clown, of course, we are doing therapy or we are catering to a lot of people and making them smile. But how it has worked wonders in my own life or for everybody who clowns. So Counselors is a volunteer-based group, and we visit hospitals, different hospitals. COVID kind of impacted our work, but we shifted online and we could go to some of the COVID wards. We were invited by the Meghalaya government. So our work is going on, but yes, it has taken a back seat. But otherwise, also in our life, like for me, I started clowning when I was 30, and I had a regular job, and I was only doing it on Saturdays, and it was mainly this is something that I love, and I am obsessed with smiling. You must have figured that out by now. But I used to get scolded in school for smiling too much because teachers thought that I was mocking them. But when I heard about medical clowning, I said, I really want to try this. And this is such a beautiful thing to give purpose to a simple smile. Simple act of smiling can actually help people heal. And when I was told that you should start this in Delhi, I said, "No, Baba, I can't do this. I am not trained in theater. I was always a very shy introvert person. But through clowning, I realized that when I started clowning, that these are all society fed. I'm the youngest of four siblings, so I was overprotected. And I started feeling that I was an introvert because I was always protected. And when I had to go to college, normally there's one person or two shades of introvert and shades of extrovert. I guess all of us have that. Some people have more of one. But and then I used to think that I'm born with two left feet. I hated dancing. Well, I wanted to dance, but I just couldn't. And now, if you ask me, I can dance in front of 2,000 people, and that's the silliest dance possible. I still don't know how to dance, but I can still move. And for me, it also taught me that it is so important to make mistakes, to feel sad, to feel angry, frustrated, because if we don't feel all these emotions, we won't actually be able to understand what are positive emotions. And it is thanks to humans who have categorized emotions into these boxes of positive and negative. All these emotions are beautiful and these need to be felt. So if I'm not feeling tired, I wouldn't know what that one cup of tea or what is energy booster. But all of us are just told, don't cry, don't feel sad. It's okay, hota hai. But thankfully now after COVID, we are hearing people talk about it's okay to not be okay. And this is something so important. And through clowning, I realized this, that at times just sitting with yourself is important. And it is important for our mental health to, when we talk about mental health, the first step I think is that we need to be aware of how we are feeling. And that's why I said good, bad is not a feeling. Just recognizing and acknowledging how we are feeling and sitting with that feeling and then working towards it. If we keep running after being happy, we won't genuinely be able to happy because there would be so much stress of being happy. Like for me, people keep saying, how can you be sad? You're a clown. Of course I can be sad. I am a clown. I'm a human plus clown. So it does not mean that I'm a machine and one emotion is just fed into me.
Everyone has his own emotions. Even cartoon has also their emotions.
Yes, absolutely. So this is what we are talking about. That when we're talking about mental health, let's recognize and acknowledge what we are feeling. That's the first step. And also, next time, whenever you go to a hospital to visit somebody, or if somebody is not feeling well, even if your friends are saying that everything is fine, but I'm somehow not feeling well, something doesn't feel right. Just be by them. Don't tell them it's okay, yaar, to tera to yahi chalta hai. You're always like this. Let's just let them be and make them maybe say that, I'm here for you. If you want to talk, I'm here. But can we share that silence as well? So as clowns, we also learn that it's important to understand how the person is feeling and just be by their side. So for us, we can't hug children or patients because there is a fear of infection, but we can hug the parents, we can hug the guardians. And just when we hug them, they start crying or they start saying that today I think my child will feel better because he has started smiling. or today he is eaten so he'll feel better. To share in how, I mean, I want to share these experiences because this will maybe uh, tell you how medical clowning helps. So I used to work with Apollo pediatric cancer wards, and there was this brother and sister. The sister was admitted. She was an adult and she couldn't move. She had a tube from her nose, and there were different tubes in her body. And we were just singing and dancing. We were doing this special clowning on World Cancer Day, and we were moving. She couldn't speak, but she was smiling, thoda sa teda smile, because she had some tubes going from her mouth as well. So she just smiled a little. And I held her hand. One of the hand, of course, had canola and all that thing, so she couldn't move that hand. But the other hand I held and I was dancing with her. She was trying to smile and she was responding. And the brother started crying. The brother was also in his 30s, and they'd come from Jammu and Kashmir or someplace. And brother couldn't stop crying seeing his sister be, smile, because it was after months that she was responding to positively to something. And he came out and he gave me some money and said that this is my blessing. This is a brother's blessing to a sister for making his sister smile. This is just wonderful. And we've had so many such instances wherein at Tata Nehru Bal Chikitsalaya, there was this Amma, basically a grandmother, who gave us a 10 rupee note saying, बेटा चॉकलेट खा लेना, ये मेरा तुम्हें आशीर्वाद है मेरे बच्चे को हंसाने के लिए. So things like this. And maybe, you know, this sounds like 10 rupees या कुछ पैसे, but this means so much to us because it comes with so many blessings and so much gratitude. And we don't realize that these small things have such huge impact on people. And as individuals also, maybe we can all not become medical clowns and go to hospitals, but as individuals, we can help each other or at least help ourselves. So again, I'm repeating myself that just let's recognize and acknowledge how we are feeling and then work towards it. But just like immediate, if something happens to a body, there is this immediate response mechanism. I'll take a medicine, I'll eat an apple, I'll drink water. So similarly, if there's something that is going on in our mind, can we have some kind of a response mechanism? And we can only have a response mechanism when we recognize how we are feeling and also helping others recognize it. So, and that's how these stigmas around mental health can be broken. And that's the first step. Like, I think the basic step is to starting a conversation on narratives around this whole topic. So thank you so much, Psychologs Magazine, for doing this, for starting a conversation and for building this up. And for me, the next step is that let's just recognize how we're feeling, and also remembering that mental health is 50% of our well-being. So if we are only doing things like exercising or eating healthy for our body, we really need to do something for our minds also. So it can be meditation, it can be listening to music, it can be yoga, it can just be not doing anything. Let's just stop doing anything. Art of doing nothing is extremely important. COVID times have made us even more competitive because everybody wants to upskill themselves. So at times, just taking a break, taking a pause is important. Switching off our Instagrams and reels and everything, and just being, or maybe sleeping, anything that works for you. So thank you so much. And yes, don't forget to smile. Every time you feel a little heavy, just smile. And thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We have some questions from our audience. Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Ma'am, I am very impressed with this your clown sellers. I first time attended this type of seminar. Regularly, from last 2 years, due to the COVID situation and the Corona situation, the peoples are lost their natural smiles. They are just working for earnings. They are just making themselves happy. But what I found at the evening of 5:30 in the office, you exhausted yourself. And I just coming from my staff that saying, "Arey yaar, ab band karo office, late ho gaye," and started the seminar. And just I do the samosa and all the things. What I feel, we should have some childhoodness in our mind. Okay, थोड़ा सा बचपन जरूरी है.
उस बचपन से क्या होगा कि हमारी जो पॉजिटिविटी है वो बनी रहेगी। आज मुझे वो थोड़ा सा आपके साथ अटेंड करके मुझे इतना अच्छा लगा कि यार मैं थका हुआ था फिर भी मैंने, क्योंकि मैडम ने फॉलो किया तो चलो फॉलो करते हैं। फर्स्ट थिंग। सेकंड, स्टिग्मा क्या है मैडम, जो हमने सराउंडिंग्स है ना वो उसको बढ़ा देती है। अगर सराउंडिंग्स उसको अच्छे से ट्रीट करे, सराउंडिंग्स को अगर अच्छे से सपोर्ट करे तो कोई बीमारी नहीं है, सिर्फ मेंटल थॉट्स हैं। और मेंटल थॉट ही आपको हील कर रही है, और वो जो नेगेटिविटी है वो इलनेस को बढ़ा रही है। तो मैं क्या डिप्रेशन एंजाइटी इन पे काम करता रहता हूँ, मैं पढ़ता हूँ, मेरे पास बच्चे भी आते हैं। तो मैं जो ऑब्जर्व करता हूँ आजकल के पेरेंट्स क्या चाहते हैं, उन्होंने जो नहीं किया सारा बच्चा कर ले। डॉक्टर बन जाए, इंजीनियर बन जाए, डॉक्टर इंजीनियर नहीं बने तो सीए बन जाए, सीए नहीं बने तो करोड़पति बन जाए। और 16 साल की उम्र होते होते तो वो कार लेके खड़ा हो जाए बाहर, तब तो हमारा बच्चा अच्छा है। ये सिचुएशन है। इवन मैं मेरे बच्चे से कहता हूँ पढ़ता नहीं है नालायक, बट व्हाट आई फील आफ्टर दिस पर्टिकुलर सिनेरियो, हमने ये ऑब्जर्व किया, टाइम बिंग हम ऑब्जर्व करते जा रहे हैं, या मैंने भी सीखा है। मैंने बच्चों को डांटना छोड़ दिया, मैं बच्चों को कहता हूँ बेटा जो आता है वो पढ़। रीजन बीइंग क्या होता है, कई बार हम देखते हैं जो बच्चा इंटेलिजेंट है ना वो भी इस डिप्रेशन में आके अपने आप को पढ़ाई छोड़ देता है। पापा मुझे आप बार बार साइंस के लिए कहते हैं तो मेरे को इंग्लिश में इंटरेस्ट है, पापा मुझे सिविक्स में इंटरेस्ट है, पापा मुझे हिस्ट्री में इंटरेस्ट है। तो वाई वी आर बाउंडिंग देम, और उनकी मेंटेलिटी को सीज क्यों करें। तो ये जो आपका सेशन था, इट वाज वेरी इंटरेक्टिव फॉर मी आल्सो। आई लाइक माई सेल्फ इन द लास्ट 20 years बैक, मैं भी जवान था जब मैं ऐसे मस्ती करता था, डांस करता था। और जो आपने बोला कि नाचना नहीं आए तो भी नाचना चाहिए, I always do it. I always do it whenever I go in a marriage party of our family. मेरे घर वाले कहते हैं तू नाचने नहीं तो खड़ा क्यों हो जाता है। तो मैं उनको एक ही बात कहता हूँ, मेरी मन की जो भड़ास है वो निकालने आया हूँ, और जितना भी गुस्सा है ना मेरे घर का वो नाचने में निकालूंगा। तो मेरे सब दोस्त हंसते हैं, बट आई डू इट। तो मुझे वो भी अच्छा लगा। एंड क्या हम लोग कई बार चीजें करते हैं लेकिन हमें पता नहीं होता कैसे बोलना है, कैसे समझना है। सो शीतल मैडम, इट वाज वेरी नाइस एंड वेरी इंटरेक्टिव। एंड वन मोर थिंग कि मेरे लिए बहुत नया था, औरों का तो मुझे नहीं पता, बट आई थिंक सुप्रिया मैडम वाज देयर, शी वाज आल्सो डूइंग द सेम थिंग, एंड वन मोर लेडी वाज देयर, शी वाज आल्सो डूइंग इट। मींस यू इंटरेक्टेड द पीपल who are attending it, and this make your presentation at the best, I think. So it was very nice, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for sharing all of that.
Thank you so much, sir, for this insightful review of our workshop, and special thanks to Sheetal ma'am. So, ma'am, before we end our session, there are some questions by our audience which we would like you to address. So, the first question is, what all challenges did you face when you first started Counselors?
Okay. Thank you for the question. The first challenge was, of course, to convince myself that I can do it. Like I said, I'm not trained in theater, and I never thought that I'll be able to do something like this. So just telling myself that I can do this was a big challenge. Then, of course, getting hospital permission, it was not that challenging, but yes, it took time. Right, even today, this is a challenge because whenever we talk about counselors or making people laugh, people see this as a social service and not as a profession. While this is a profession for me, I quit my teaching, I quit everything else, and I'm a full-time clown. So the biggest challenge is that how do you make people understand that this is not social service but work, and also just this is one of the challenges because counselors is a volunteer-based group. So getting volunteers, because people want to keep experimenting, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there are times when I have to clown alone. But I've been extremely blessed that we have had many counselors or clown volunteers who have come and joined us. We have had almost 200 people clown with us till date. And the number would have increased if COVID had not hit. But I would say I've been lucky, and not many challenges, but the biggest challenge is just making people understand that this is important, because in our society or in the healthcare sector, something like this is not recognized.
Ma'am, there's one question in the chat box that kids are easy to get convinced to smile. How do you handle adults?
I also used to think the same. So, and that's why we kept only catering to kids for about 2 years of our clowning. And it was only in the 3rd year that we started catering to adults. I mean, for 2 years, we were going to old age homes, and their clowning was very different. So for every space, clowning is different. For hospitals, it is different, and for every age group, there are certain changes that there are certain tweaks that we have to make. But with adults, it works beautifully because, like Sir said, that this is something new, and for kids, this is like everybody is trying to make them laugh or make them happy. But for an adult, somebody doing that is amusing. So they anyway start smiling. That okay, what is this? That curiosity leads them to smile, and they just start bursting out in laughter. The only challenge with adults is that they have been trained to be apprehensive. Anything that is different, how do you accept it? But a little more bit here and there, even if you're doing just chicken dance in front of them or doing like, they'll start smiling because they'll be like, what is wrong with them? So the first reaction comes because they feel that this is stupid, but then they realize that this is actually an interactive thing. And last month I was clowning for all adults who are suffering from cancer. So most of them were above 50 years, and some of them started dancing. So of course we have songs, right? So Zindagi Ek Safar Suhana would be for that age group. And when I said Udle Udle Ooh, this man couldn't stop laughing, and his hand automatically started going like this. Then there was another man who I asked, please dance with me. He said, हमको dance नहीं आता, आप सिखा दीजिए. And he is lying on his bed, but then he is trying to dance or sing with us. So with adults also, it works beautifully. It is our mental block that we start thinking that it is difficult.
Ma'am, there was another question as well, that how do you think that medical clowning can help us combat mental health stigma?
Okay. First thing that comes to my mind is that there is a long way to go. So for us, I think even medical clowning, just to make people aware, it will take a long time. But like I said, starting a conversation. So counselors, for us, what we are doing is starting a conversation around it and making people aware that mental health is as important as physical health. There is nothing wrong with going to a psychologist or seeking help if we are feeling any kind of a trouble. So it's again the same thing, like if we have a headache, we quickly visit a doctor. So for something, for feeling lost or feeling stressed, why can't we visit a psychologist or seek any kind of professional help? Having said that, another thing that we are doing through medical clowning is also trying to make people understand the difference between stress, depression, when we talk about clinical disorders or mental illnesses, or these loosely used terms, which should not be used so loosely. So every time we speak to people, they say that, oh, I'm in depression, while depression is something so major. So we are trying to build awareness, and how medical clowning can help is that anything that attaches humor to it becomes non-preachy. So we are trying to bring in some humor element to talk about something extremely important, and that helps people understand. So we are trying to practically do some activities so that they start feeling it in their body or mind, and then from them only it comes that, okay, now this makes me feel better.
Was very beautiful, ma'am. Another question we have, that clowns are just for fun or to make someone laugh. No one takes them seriously. So how can we combat this myth or belief?
Sorry, your voice was cracking, so I couldn't hear properly. Can you repeat
Ma'am,
that?
I said that one question was that clowns are just for fun or just to make someone laugh, and no one takes them really seriously. So how can we combat this myth or belief, especially in Indian societies?
I think we don't really need to take anything seriously. That's also an attitude that we need to get away from. So what we're trying to say is that let's stop being so serious about life, about the whole situation, and how can we bring in more humor? So one myth that we want to break is that clowns are sad inside, or anybody who laughs too much is sad inside. That's a myth that we are trying to break. And also another myth is that clowns are all silly and they don't understand anything, they are scary. These are the myths we are trying to break, because what we are doing is we are talking about compassionate clowning, or how we can be more empathetic towards each other. So I guess when you see the work, like when I tell you that there was a child who hasn't eaten for 9 days and who starts eating, or if I share an experience wherein a child who the sisters told us or doctors told us that this person would not survive. She has multiple organ failure and she won't be able to survive. But every clowning, she had that willpower, or she had the courage that she would play with us, or she would at least try and be active. And after 2 months of her treatment, she actually walked back home. So you see that this is serious business. So I guess the work in itself speaks volume, and we don't really need to do anything but just keep working, and people would anyway start accepting it as a serious therapy. And about clowns, there are a lot of ideas. Of course, the worst being scary clowns or evil clowns. Maybe that needs to break, but otherwise I guess it's okay if people don't take us seriously. We're very happy about that. That makes them smile.
Ma'am, so this is the last question. So what all qualities do we need to be a counselor?
You just need to be compassionate, empathetic, want to help people smile, and all of us have a clown inside. For me, if I can clown somebody who was so shy that I never spoke to even my family members, like extended family members, if they used to visit my place, I used to just be in one room. I would say namaste and just run into my room. So if I can clown, I guess anybody can clown for sure. And you just have to have the will to clown. And all of us has that inner clown that society kills. And when you come to counselors or when you join counselors, we just help you activate that inner clown, nothing else. For me, that's what matters. Yes, having said that, in the West, medical clowning is a proper licensed clowning course, and you have to become a licensed clown to be able to do this. But in India, this is a therapy which is not even understood, or is slowly gaining popularity, or at least people are getting aware of the therapy. So hopefully we'll get more courses around this. But if we take precautions of infections or infection control, I'm sure there's nothing wrong with clowning just with our inner clowns. Just exploring our inner clowns is enough. And the more we do it, the better we get at it. Also, if you want to join counselors, we have a website called counselors.com. You can check that website, register, or we are available on all social media channels: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. There's one more, LinkedIn. So you can join us, or if you have more questions, you can also log into that. And this is my favorite question, which I have to ask: how many hugs do we need to stay healthy? Before we leave, I want to just ask this.
8.
Okay, these are like strictly mental health professionals. Yes, 7 to 8 hugs in a day. I would agree with that. But yes, research says that we need 7 to 8 hugs in a day to stay healthy. The same hormones that are released during laughter is also released when we hug a person. And it has to be a proper 20 seconds hug, not those side hugs or not those page 3 hugs, not at all. So before we end, that was the last question, right? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So yes, for whoever is watching us live and everybody who is here, let's just give ourselves a really, really warm and loving hug, and especially for the Psychologs team. Great work. So a very, very nice warm hug, please. Self hug. Tight hug. And you can tell yourself, I love you. You're the best. I am the best. And self hugs have the same benefits as hugging somebody else.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes, so please do keep in mind that you can hug yourself even during these social distancing times. Thank you.
So, ma'am, on